Hey guys, welcome to episode 18 of the F.I.R.E Fund Friday series. In this weekly series, I show you guys all the stock I bought, all the stock I sold, and any big changes that I've made to the passive income portfolio that I've named the F.I.R.E Fund. The goal of this portfolio is to generate enough passive income for me to live off of by the time I'm in my late 20s. And because this is my full income portfolio, I've decided to add my weekly options trades to these updates as well so you guys can see all the contracts I sell to generate income. It's part of my overall strategy to consistently generate at least $1,000 a month in passive income. So if you're ready, let's get into it. On this channel, I talk about all things finance, wealth building, and how you can achieve the life of your dreams through financial independence. If you want to join me on this journey to financial independence, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Alright, so I did not sell any stocks this week, so let's jump right into the options contracts that I sold. A quick refresher on what it is I'm doing. I am selling contracts to buyers, giving them the right to sell me 100 shares of a stock at the agreed upon price by the agreed upon date, and in return they pay me what's called a premium for selling them the contract. My goal is for the contracts to expire worthless, so I just wait and hope the stock does not drop below the agreed upon price. But the contracts I sell expire in 5 days or less, so there's usually very little chance that the stock will drop below the agreed upon price. Not saying that it can't happen, because it did happen to me last month and I did not have a good month at all. Also, I need to let you know that to sell these contracts I have to have enough cash as collateral, so this is very expensive to do. I've been trading options for about 3 months now, and I've liquidated a lot of stock and dumped in all my paychecks and spare dollars to get my cash position to where it is today. Let me walk you through the contracts I've sold so far in the first 2 weeks of November. I started off the week selling my first contract in QQQ. This is an ETF that holds the NASDAQ 100 companies. That's the top 100 companies in the S&P 500. And it has extreme amount of liquidity, so it has 3 contract expiration dates a week, which is great for me because I like to get in and out of contracts very quickly. If I do this right, I might even be able to get in and out of 5 contracts a week. I also like trading this because it's an ETF. It can be dangerous to sell contracts on individual stocks because it's like putting a lot of your eggs in one basket. I love broad market ETFs for the diversification, and I trust the market recovery from a crash much more than an individual company. Anyways, like I was saying, on Monday morning, November 1st, I sold one contract that would expire the same day and got paid $43 in premium. That means $43 was direct deposited into my trading account as soon as the contract got sold. Think of it like selling a product in a store. The buyer gives you the money upfront for the product. In my case, the product is the options contract. This is why I only sell contracts. I get paid upfront every time, regardless of what the stock does. So on Monday morning, I sold that contract and got paid $43. But later that same day, as time went on, the contract kept losing value and was only worth $11. So I did what's called rolling the contract. I basically sold another contract that will expire on Wednesday, November 3rd for $51 of premium, and used $11 of that to buy back and close the original contract. So I needed no money out of pocket to do it. Let's break down the math real quick. So I got paid $43 for the first contract. Then I sold another contract that same day for $51, but I had to use 11 of those dollars to close the first contract. So in one day, I made a net profit of $83 within a few hours for a few seconds of work, which is just a couple clicks of a button. To put that into perspective, when I was 19 years old, I worked at a tire shop for less than $10 an hour for grueling manual labor. It would have taken me 9 hours of manual labor to make less than $83. I used to break my back for less than $83 a day, 5 days a week. But times have changed. I hope younger me would be proud. I have the knowledge now, and I want to share that knowledge with as many people as I can to change as many lives as I can. Back to the options. Sorry if I keep going on tangents. This is just really exciting stuff for me. The next day, on Tuesday, November 2nd, I was able to roll the contract again to one that was also expiring on Wednesday for more premium. This time, I learned to hold the contract to the point where it was only $5 to close. The new contract paid me $68, and I used 5 of those dollars to close the previous contract. And I held this contract until it expired the next day on Wednesday, November 3rd. Because it expired worthless, it cost me nothing to close, and I got all my collateral back. If you guys were in the markets last week, you know it skyrocketed. So after Wednesday, I could not afford the QQQ contracts anymore, so I took the rest of the week off from contracts. Then, the following week, I found that Nvidia was very volatile, so that means high premium. I sold an Nvidia contract on Monday and pocketed $380, some of the highest premium I've gotten in my short options trading career from just one contract. I held that contract until Thursday and paid $39 to close it out early and took that collateral to sell a QQQ contract that expired the next day on Friday, which I will hold until close and let it expire worthless. So, for the first 2 weeks of November, I made $531 of passive income from my options trading. With over 2 weeks left in November and a few $100s of dividends this month, I should hit my goal of $1,000 in passive income for the month. We'll just have to wait and see how the next few weeks in the market goes. Alright, let's move on to my stock purchases for the week. I started off the week with another 10 shares of Chimera Investment Corporation. I started buying this stock when it was in the $15 range, but has then jumped about $1 per share, so I'm building my position slowly with 10 shares per week. The 10 shares brings the total in the portfolio to 60 and increases our annual dividend income by $14.13. After that, I picked up the usual 4 shares of SPYG. This has dropped back down to the $70 price point after last week's growth stock rally, but I still only buy the usual 4 shares a week for the portfolio. The 4 shares I picked up brings the total in the portfolio up to 59 and increases our annual dividend income by $2. Next, I bought 10 shares of NUSI. The stock came back down to a low $28 range, so I bought 10 shares, which brings the total number of shares in the portfolio up to 78 and brings in $20.99 of annual dividend income. Below that, we have RYLD. Again, I bought no shares of RYLD this week while I built up my NUSI and QYLD positions. The stock stayed pretty flat this week anyways. I am waiting for the market to pull back to invest heavily into RYLD, but until then, I will probably resume buying this stock at a regular pace starting next week. And lastly, I was able to round out my QYLD position at 100 shares, with a bulk purchase of 20 shares. We will see how much the monthly dividend is this month to decide how many more shares we need to buy. I spent most of my budget this week to pick up 20 shares of QYLD, and the purchase actually increased our annual dividend income by a whopping $54.23. So this week I spent a total of $1,191.16 on stock, which is a bit over my $1,000 a week budget, but I did earn a good amount of premium this week from option sales. I actually reinvest all my options income back into stocks or the cash reserves for more contracts. I reinvest everything earned by this portfolio to help my dividend snowball. The purchase is actually increased our annual dividend income by a nice $91.35, bringing our annual dividend income to $2,542.65, a 3.73% growth over last week. The next milestone we're shooting for is the 25% mark towards our goal of $12,000 per year of dividend income. We're almost a quarter of the way there. Once we reach the 50% mark, I think that's when things will really start snowballing big time. So that's it for another F.I.R.E Fund Friday. I went into a lot of options trading jargon in this video, so please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button to join me on this journey to financial independence. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys on the next one.